What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Massive Kansas City Chiefs news is heating up right now, and fans are already debating whether the front office made a huge mistake by letting another dangerous wide receiver slip away. The offense is entering the 2026 season with pressure on every side, and after another aggressive offseason move by an NFC contender, the spotlight is back on Patrick Mahomes and this receiving core. And trust me, what Andy Reid recently revealed about Xavier could completely change the way this offense looks next season. The Kansas City Chiefs have built a dynasty around explosive offense, clutch moments, and elite quarterback play. But heading into 2026, there are still serious questions about the depth at wide receiver behind Rashee Rice and Xavier. Chiefs fans know this team can never have too many weapons, especially after the struggles in the red zone over the past 2 seasons. That's why the latest free agency update has everyone talking. And here's the crazy part. The Chiefs reportedly showed interest in one of the toughest and most underrated receivers in football before he signed elsewhere. A player who already hurt Kansas City on the biggest stage imaginable. A player who could have brought physicality, toughness, and another touchdown machine to Arrowhead Stadium. So today we're breaking down what happened, why the Chiefs missed out, and whether the young receivers already on the roster can step up and save this offense in 2026. Chiefs Kingdom. The wide receiver room is officially one of the biggest storylines of the offseason. Kansas City made some interesting moves, but fans are still wondering if this unit has enough firepower to dominate the AFC again. The front office brought in Chad O'Shea during the offseason, a coach with a strong reputation for developing wide receivers and maximizing talent. That move alone tells you the Chiefs understand how important receiver development will be this year. The team also re-signed Tyquan Thornton to a 2-year contract, signaling they still believe his speed can become a weapon in Andy Reid's offense. Thornton flashed potential at times, but consistency has always been the biggest question. Now, with another year in the system and a respected receivers coach helping him develop, the Chiefs are hoping he can finally unlock his full potential. Of course, the biggest positive update surrounding this group is Rashee Rice. Reports indicate Rice is no longer facing potential NFL discipline connected to previous off-field concerns, which is enormous news for Kansas City. When healthy, Rice showed he can be a true number 1 target for Patrick Mahomes. Even though injuries limited his season, his impact on the offense was impossible to ignore whenever he was on the field. But despite the optimism surrounding Rice, Worthy, and Thornton, there's still concern about depth. That's exactly why fans exploded when reports surfaced that Kansas City had interest in veteran receiver Jauan Jennings before he signed with the Minnesota Vikings. According to NFL insider Adam Schefter during an appearance on the Pat McAfee Show, the Chiefs were involved before Jennings ultimately chose Minnesota. And honestly, Chiefs Kingdom, it's easy to understand why fans are frustrated. Jennings brings something this offense desperately needs: size, physicality, and toughness. At 6'3", he's the kind of receiver who thrives in contested catch situations and dominates near the goal line. Kansas City has lacked that type of reliable red zone target recently, especially when defenses tighten up in playoff football. Jennings also would have added another level of physicality to the run game. One of the underrated parts of his game is his willingness to block, and with the Chiefs continuing to reshape their rushing attack, that trait would have fit perfectly in Andy Reid's offense. Sometimes the little details separate championship teams, and Jennings brings those details every single snap. The numbers from last season make this situation even more interesting. Jennings reportedly finished 2025 with 55 catches, 643 receiving yards, and 9 touchdowns with the San Francisco 49ers. Those touchdown numbers especially jump off the page when you compare them to Kansas City's receivers last season. Chiefs fans know this offense moved the ball, but finishing drives consistently became a frustrating issue at times. And let's be honest, Chiefs Kingdom, every fan remembers what Jennings did in Super Bowl 58. He made huge plays against Kansas City, caught a touchdown, and even threw a touchdown pass to Christian McCaffrey on a trick play. Anytime a player performs like that under the brightest lights possible, people notice. You could absolutely picture Mahomes finding Jennings in clutch moments late in playoff games. Still, the Chiefs clearly believe their future already exists inside the building. Andy Reid recently gave Xavier Worthy a massive vote of confidence, and that may end up being one of the most important developments of the entire offseason. Worthy dealt with injuries throughout much of last season, and Reid admitted the coaching staff became cautious about how they used him offensively. According to Reid, the Chiefs intentionally avoided certain route concepts because they didn't want to expose Worthy to unnecessary hits while he was battling health issues. That's huge, because if Worthy finally enters 2026 fully healthy, Kansas City could unleash the complete version of the explosive receiver fans saw flashes of during training camp. Reid specifically praised Worthy's fearlessness across the middle of the field, which is incredibly important in this offense. Most fans think of Worthy as just a deep threat with elite speed, but Reid hinted there's far more versatility to his game. If the Chiefs expand his route tree this season, defensive coordinators could be in serious trouble trying to contain him. And if Worthy takes that next leap, suddenly this offense becomes terrifying again. Imagine defenses trying to stop Rashee Rice underneath while Worthy stretches the field vertically and attacks the middle at the same time. That balance is exactly what made previous Chiefs offenses nearly impossible to defend during their Super Bowl runs. But the young player generating quiet buzz inside the organization may actually be Jalen Royals. Chiefs fans who followed training camp last year remember how impressive Royals looked before injuries slowed his momentum. Coaches reportedly loved his explosiveness, confidence, and ability to create separation early in preseason action. Unfortunately, a knee injury changed everything. Royals lost valuable time, fell behind on the depth chart, and never fully recovered his role once he returned. That happens all the time for young players in the NFL. Timing matters, and injuries can completely derail development during crucial stretches of a rookie season. Now comes the big opportunity. Entering 2026, Royals has a real chance to fight for meaningful snaps again. If he can stay healthy and regain the confidence he showed before the injury, the Chiefs may already have another hidden weapon waiting to emerge. And you know, Patrick Mahomes loves receivers who can improvise and create after plays break down. Another name fans absolutely need to watch is rookie receiver Cyrus Allen. The Chiefs selected Allen in the 5th round, but early evaluations suggest he may outperform that draft position. Scouts already praise his polished route running, acceleration, and ability to separate from defenders quickly. Allen reportedly caught 51 passes for 674 yards and 13 touchdowns during his final college season, showing a nose for the end zone that Kansas City desperately wants to add. And whenever the Chiefs draft a receiver with speed and separation ability, fans immediately start wondering if Andy Reid has discovered another sleeper weapon. The competition between Royals and Allen could become one of the most exciting training camp battles of the summer. Sometimes championship teams are built by unexpected breakout players, not just superstars. If one of these young receivers explodes during camp, it could completely change how the Chiefs approach the season offensively. At the end of the day, Chiefs Kingdom, this entire situation comes down to trust. The front office trusted its young receivers enough not to overpay for another veteran option. That decision could either look brilliant by mid-season or become one of the biggest talking points if the offense struggles in critical moments. Missing out on Jauan Jennings definitely stings because he looked like such a perfect fit for what Kansas City needed. But at the same time, this franchise has built its dynasty by developing talent internally and trusting Andy Reid to maximize players. And if Rice stays healthy, Worthy explodes, and one of these young receivers breaks out, the Chiefs may not need another veteran at all. So now I want to hear from you. Chiefs Kingdom, did the Kansas City Chiefs make a mistake by not landing Jauan Jennings? Or do you believe Xavier Worthy, Jalen Royals, and Cyrus Allen are ready to take this offense to another level in 2026? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now because this debate is only getting started. And if you love Kansas City Chiefs news, Chiefs rumors, off-season updates, and everything happening around Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss breaking Kansas City Chiefs news again. Share this video with every Chiefs fan you know, and let's keep building the loudest Chiefs Kingdom community on YouTube.